Hey, this is Carlton Cullins, personal trainer and nutrition specialist here in Austin, Texas. I'm also the owner of the Blue Sky Strong Box, and today is January 4th, 2010. Happy New Year to everybody. We are in a new year, which means a lot of people are going to be having fitness goals and health goals and trying to improve on all that, and that's a beautiful thing. I am here to try to help. This month I'm starting a 4-part series. So every week this month I'm going to talk about something different and try to bring all the fitness and nutrition stuff together. This week I'm going to start off with food. Next week I'm going to talk a little bit about cardio and burning calories. And next week I'm going to talk about resistance training. And the 4th week I'm going to talk about motivational factors and some other things to try to bring it all together. But let's start off with food today. Food is the most important thing there is. Without food, our bodies can't survive. But there's a lot of problems that come in with all that. Food is just easily the most important thing. If you cannot get your food and nutrition together, no matter how much you work out, no matter how much you do of all the other things, you will never see any of the results. And unfortunately, most people just care about what they see. There's a lot of stuff when food, we should eat good food to be healthy on the inside, but most people only care about the outside. But the good thing is you can eat the right amount of calories and take care of your food and nutrition and still get benefits in both areas. So what I want to talk about with, first and foremost, we need to break down food to its most basic element. Food is nothing more than fuel for the body. It is just like gasoline is fuel for an automobile or a car. Food is nothing more than energy and fuel for our bodies. If we eat too much of it, it gets stored as body fat. If we don't eat enough of it or consume enough calories, then our body doesn't function right. If you don't have enough water in your car, it overheats and all kinds of problems occur. If you don't have enough water in the body, a lot of problems occur. So you've got to look at it just like that. It's not easy to get control over your food. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would look great and everybody would be healthy, but everybody's not. We know that. But you can. Everybody out there has the power within them to get control over what they're eating and what they're drinking and consuming every day. If you work hard enough, you can get this discipline adapted to your life. It'll be the most beneficial thing that you'll probably ever do. It will give you strength in your mind beyond anything you've probably ever known. So let's concentrate on this first and foremost. Nothing else really matters more than this. The clients that I have that have lost the most amount of body fat did it primarily by cutting calories and eating the right amount of food. Pure and simple. They didn't even work out that much. They actually just worked more on their food, and that's where all the results from. 2 of my clients lost 120 pounds in the course of about a year to 2 years, and they did it primarily through food. So let's get back to the subject. Food is nothing more than energy for the body. Science says that we as humans cannot create energy and we cannot destroy energy. We can only transfer it. So basically, we get our energy from the food that we eat. When we get that, we need to, by doing exercise and doing movements out there in the world and being active as a human being, we can transfer that energy elsewhere. If you don't do the movement and you have all this energy stored in you, it basically just gets stored on you as body fat. It's not going to go away until you use it, until you transfer that energy away. So it's real important to keep that concept in your mind. Food is fuel. I'm going to keep going back to that and telling you that. Food is 90% of all your results. Our body can't function without it. You've got to keep telling yourself these things. I'm reading on the thing behind me, so bear with me. The most important thing with food and stuff is being consistent. With whatever good habits you adapt, you need to be consistent with them. If you're not going to be consistent, then the same problem is going to occur. Weight's going to come back on. You're going to it gets closer to disease every day. So you want to control everything. The biggest thing that I've found for most people is simply just controlling portion sizes. We should be eating roughly the palm of our hand. They say it's about 3 or 4 ounces is about a deck of cards, which fits in the palm of your hand. If I just took my fingers away, the palm of my hand. If you ate some protein about that size and then a palm of hand of carbohydrates like fruits or vegetables for each meal, protein, carbohydrates, good carbohydrates. I'm not talking about I'm not recommending you eat a lot of breads and sugars and stuff like that. I'm talking about some lean protein and fruits and vegetables. If you ate that 3 times a day, for each meal you had 2 of these, you could control your portion sizes easy by just doing that. It gets more complicated than that, but I'm just trying to break it simple. Most people have a plate size that's bigger than their head. I've asked some of my clients to switch to a smaller plate and start with that. Just start with simple things. If you put less on a plate, you're not going to eat near as much. But if you have a full plate, you're going to probably eat all of it. It's going to be way too many calories. Let's just break it down back to even a simple level. Everybody has a unique number of calories that they need to eat for their own bodies. The best way we need to combat the whole nutrition problem is to find out how many calories your body actually needs. There are many websites that have calculators on there to do that for you. I found one that I personally like. It's the mayoclinic.com. It's MAYOCLINC.com. You can go there and then go in their little search bar and type in calorie calculator, and then a little link will come up for their calorie calculator. You can click on it. You'll put in your weight, your height, your activity level, and your age, and your gender, and you'll click on there, and it'll give you a rough estimate of how many calories you should be eating. You want to write that number down. It's just a rough estimate. It might not be perfect, but it's going to be a ballpark number, and that's great. Write that number down. Then I want you to go to one of two websites. I've mentioned them before. One of them is going to be fitday.com, and the other is sparkpeople.com. Go to one of those websites. They're both free websites. All of these websites are free, but both these are free. Pick one of them. You're going to have to register your email in it, but you're going to be able to go on there. It has a lot of great articles on nutrition on there, but both of them have things where you can go in and put in the food that you're eating. Whatever it is that you're eating and drinking, put it in the calculator or put it in the menu thing, and it'll tell you, once you've got it all in there, how many calories you're actually eating. And you want to compare that number to what you're eating normally right now to the number that it says that you actually need to be eating. You're on the other calculator, the caloric, what your body needs and what you're actually eating, and see how close they are. If you're way over, you need to start eating closer and eating less food. If you're way under, you might need to be eating a little bit more. It's not going to be a perfect number. If there's no perfect number for anybody on a calculator, you're going to have to find that out for yourself. But this is the best and cheapest way to do it. There's such things as food scales too. A lot of people use these to measure and weigh out their food. That does get a little extreme, but if you need to do that, that might be something you need to do. Water is really important. I usually rate most of my clients to fill it some kind of jug, a Brita filter, some kind of jug full of water, and drink the whole thing by the end of the day. These are just real simple things I'm trying to tell you to do. They help a lot. Your energy level, the food that you eat, is basically there to also keep your blood sugar. We all hear about blood sugar. That's what is affected when diabetes happens and stuff. But your blood sugar level is your energy level. In a perfect world, your energy level should be in the middle all day long. Then you should have a nice sustained energy all day long that's real even. The problem is, most people have peaks and valleys that are really dangerous. We go for long periods without eating, and the blood sugar gets really low, and that means our energy level is really low. And then most people need a pick-me-up, so they drink something that's really high in sugar, and it spikes their level really high to a dangerous level. So now you've got lows and highs. Those lows and highs need not be there. You need to be more in the middle. The middle is where you want to be. So basically the food that you eat should regulate your blood sugar. That's what we're all going for. It's the most important thing that you can do. So these are basic things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you this week. Basically just portion control. If you just could control your portion sizes, think about the fifth. It's going to be a lot less food than you're used to eating, but it's going to be a lot better for most people to be eating that. Now, if you're a really active person, you're going to need a lot more food. You might need even more food than you're actually eating. So everybody's different, but you've got to figure it out what works for you. If you're gaining weight, if you're overweight, chances are you're overeating. You're over drinking. You're drinking too much alcohol. You're eating too much food. You're doing something. I mean, if you're fat, there's a reason for it. Fat people don't get fat for no reason. You've got to understand that. And I love all of you, but you got to call it what it is. If it's a spade, you got to call it a spade. There's no longer BS. Be honest with yourself, and you can help yourself. Love yourself. But this is what I'm going to get at. Go home, go check these websites out. Write me if you need any help. But make sure to talk to a doctor if you need to do that too. But these are the most complicated things. Sorry I went really long today, but this stuff's really important. And there's so much more out there on it, but just try to break it down. Food is nothing more than energy. take care of your body. Sometimes it's going to take a little while to see results. A great article I read recently compared it to farming and said, it's like you plant your crops. The crops don't just bloom right away. It takes a while to yield your crops. So you've got to plant it. You've got to take care of it, give it proper water, sunlight, proper love, and then eventually it will yield the crop that you want and that you desire. If you don't take care of this stuff, you're never going to see any results and you're never going to have any success, and you could die early. And I'm trying to help everybody prevent that from happening. So go out there, do some homework, do this stuff for me and have it ready. Have all your notes, write all this stuff down and have it ready for me next week. You're not going to send it to me, you're going to keep it for yourself, but next week I'm going to build upon the stuff that I'm talking about today. So go do that. Good luck. It's going to be a great year. Talk to you later. Bye.